Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chapter 5. Shri Shuka Uvacha Tasyam Sa Panchajanyanam Tasyam Sa Panchajanyam Vai Vishnumayopabhrumhitaha Haryashva Putra Naja Nayad Vibhuhu. Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued, impelled by the illusionary energy of Lord Vishnu, Prajapati Daksha begot 10,000 sons in the womb of Panchajani, Asikni. My dear king, those sons were called Haryasvas. Aprutag dharmashilaste sarve Dakshayananrupa Pitra Prokta Prajasarge Pratichim Prayayurdhisham. My dear king, all the sons of Prajapati Daksha were alike in being very gentle and obedient to the orders of their father. When their father ordered them to beget children, they all went in the western direction. Tatra Narayana Sarastirtham Sindhu Samudra Tasya Narayana Sarastirtham Sindhu Samudrayoho Sangamo Yatra Sumahan Munisiddha Nishevitam. In the west, where the river Sindhu meets the sage, there is a great place of pilgrimage known as Narayana Saras. My dear, many sages and others advanced in spiritual consciousness live there. Tadupasparshanadeva Vinirdhutamalashayaha Dharme Paramahamsyecha Protpannamatayopyuta Tepi Retapa Aivogram Pitradeshena Yantritaha Praja Vivruddhaye Yattan Devarshistan Dadarshaha. In that holy place, the Haryasvas began regularly touching the lake's waters and bathing in them. Gradually becoming very much purified, they became inclined towards the activities of Paramahamsas. Nevertheless, because their father had ordered them to increase the population, they performed severe austerities to fulfill his desires. One day, when the great sage Narada saw these boys performing such fine austerities to increase the population, Narada approached them. Uvacha chata haryashvaha katam srakshyata vai prajaha adhushtvantam bhuvo yuyam balisha batapalakaha Yataika Purusham Rashtram Bilachadrushta Nirgamam Pahurupam Striyam Chapi Pumamsam Pumshchalipatim Nadi नदीमुभयतो वाहां पञ्चपञ्चाद्भुतं गृहं क्वचिद्दंसं चित्रकथं शौरपव्यं स्वयं भ्रमी. The great sage Narada said, "My dear Haryasvas, you have not seen the extremities of the earth. There is a kingdom where only one man lives, and where there's a hole from which, having entered, no one emerges. A woman there who is extremely unchaste adorns herself with various attractive dresses, and the man who lives there is her husband. In that kingdom, there is a river flowing in both directions, a wonderful home made of 25 materials, a swan that vibrates various sounds, and an automatically resolving object made of sharp razors and thunderbolts. You have not seen all this, and therefore you are inexperienced boys without advanced knowledge. How then will you create progeny? Katam swapituraadesham avidvamso vipaschitaha anurupamavijnaya aho sarvam karishyatha. Alas, your father is omniscient, but you do not know his actual order. Without knowing the actual purpose of your father, how will you create progeny? Sri Shuka Uvacha Tannisham Yata Haryashva Outpatti Kamanishaya Vachah Kutam Tu Devarshehe Swayam Vimabru Swayam Vimamrushurdhiya Swayam Vimamrudurshiya Swayam Vimamrushurdhiya. Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, hearing these enigmatic words of Narada Muni, the Haryasvas considered them with their natural intelligence without help from others. Bhuha kshetram jivasamgyam yadanadi nijabandhanam adrushtva tasya nirvanam kimasatkarma bhirbhavet. The Haryashvas understood the meaning of Narada's words as follows. The word bhu, the earth, refers to the field of activities. The material body, which is the result of the living being's actions, is his field of activities, and it gives false designations. Since time immemorial, he has received various types of material bodies, which are the roots of the bondage of the material world. If one foolishly engages in temporary fruitive activities and does not look towards the cessation of this bondage, what will be the benefit of his actions? Eka aishwarastur eka 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 eshwarastuyor bhagavan swasrayah eka eshwarasturyo bhagavan swashrayah parah tamadruštva bhavam pumsah kimasatkarma bhirbhavet. Narada Muni had said that there is a kingdom where there is only one male. The Haryashvas realized the purport of this statement. The only enjoyer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who observes everything everywhere. He is full of six opulences and fully independent of everyone else. He is never the subject of the three modes of material nature, for he is always transcendental to the material creation. If the members of the human society do not understand him, the Supreme, through their advancement in knowledge and activities, but simply work very hard like cats and dogs all day and night for temporary happiness, what will be the benefit of their activities? Puman naivaiti yad gatva भिलस्वर्गगतो यथा प्रत्यग्धामा प्रत्यग्धामा विद इह किमसत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्. Narada Muni had described that there is a bila or hole from which, having entered, one does not return. The Haryasvas understood the meaning of this allegory. Hardly once has a person who has entered the lower planetary system called Patala been seen to return. Similarly, if one enters Vaikuntha Dhama, Pratyek Dhama, he does not return to this material world. If there is such a place from which, having gone, one does not return to the miserable material condition of life, what is the use of jumping like monkeys in the temporary material world and not seeking or understanding that place? What will be the profit? नानारूपात्मनो बुद्धिः स्वैरिणीव गुणान्विता तन्निष्ठामगतस्येह किमसत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्. Narada Muni had described a woman who is a professional prostitute. The Haryashvas understood the identity of this woman. Mixed with the mode of passion, the steady intelligence of every living entity is like a prostitute who changes dresses just to attract one's attention. If one fully engages in temporary fruitive activities, not understanding how this is taking place, what does he actually gain? तत्सङ्गभ्रंशितैश्वर्यं संसरन्तं कुभार्यवत् तद्गतिर्बहुदस्येह किमसत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्. Narada Muni had also spoken of a man who is a husband of the prostitute. The Haryashvas understood this as follows. If one becomes the husband of a prostitute, he loses all independence. Similarly, if a living entity has polluted intelligence, he prolongs his materialistic life. Frustrated by material nature, he must follow the movements of the intelligence, which brings various conditions of happiness and distress. If one performs fruitive activities under such conditions, what will be the benefit? सृष्ट्यप्ययकरीं मायां वेलाकूलान्तवेगितां मत्तस्य तामविज्ञस्य किमसत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्. Narada Muni had said that there is a river flowing in both directions. The Haryashvas understood the purport of this statement. Material nature functions in two ways, by creation and dissolution. Thus, the river of material nature flows both ways. A living entity who unknowingly falls in this river is submerged in its waves, and since the current is swifter near the banks of the river, he is unable to get out. What will be the benefit of performing fruitive activities in that river of Maya? पञ्चविंशतितत्त्वानां पुरुषोद्भूतदर्पणः अध्यात्ममवृदस्येह किमसत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्. Narada Muni had said that there is a house made of 25 elements. The Haryashvas understood this analogy. The Supreme Lord is a reservoir of 25 elements, and as the Supreme Being, the conductor of cause and effect, he causes their manifestation. If one engages in temporary fruitive activities, Not knowing the Supreme Personality, what benefit will he derive? Aishwaram Shastramrut Aishwaram Sastra Aishwaram Sastramrutsrujya Bandhamokshanudarshanam Viviktapadamagyaya Kimasatkarma Bhirbhavet. Narada Muni had spoken of a swan. That swan is explained in this verse. The Vedic literatures, Shastras, vividly describes how to understand the Supreme Lord, the source of all material and spiritual energy. Indeed, they elaborately explain these two energies. The swan's, Hamsas, is one who discriminates between matter and spirit, who accepts the essence of everything, and who explains the meaning of bondage and the means of liberation. The words of the scriptures consist of variegated vibrations. If a foolish rascal leaves aside the study of these Shastras to engage in temporary activities, what will be the result? Kalachatram Brahmi Tikshnam Sarvam Nishkarshayan Jagat Swatantra Mabudasyeha Kimasatkarma Bhirbhavet. Narada Muni had spoken of a physical object made of sharp blades and thunderbolts. The Haryashvas understood this allegory as follows. External time moves very sharply, as if made of razors and thunderbolts. Uninterrupted and fully independent, it drives the activities of the entire world. If one does not try to study the external element of time, what benefit can he derive from performing the temporary material activities? Shastrasya pitruradesham yena veda nivartakam katam tadanurupaya gunavibramya Gunavibramyupakramet. Narada Muni had asked how one could ignorantly defy one's own father. The Haryashvas understood the meaning of this question. One must accept the original instructions of the Shastra. According to the Vedic civilization, one is offered a sacred thread as a sign of second birth. One takes his second birth by dint of having received instructions in the Shastra from bona fide spiritual master. Therefore, Shastra scripture is the real father. All the Shastras instruct that one should end his material way of life. If one does not know the purpose of the father's orders, the Shastras, he is ignorant. The words of the material father who endeavors to engage his son in material activities are not the real instructions of the father. Iti vyavastita rajan haryashva ekachetasaha payayustam parikramya pantana manivartanam. Sukadeva Goswami continued, My dear king, after hearing the instructions of Narada, the Haryashvas, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, were firmly convinced. They all believed in his instructions and reached the same conclusion. Having accepted him as their spiritual master, they circumambulated that great sage and followed the path by which one never returns to the world. Swarabrahmi Nibarta Hrishikesha Padambuje Akandam Chittamaveshya Lokananucharan Munihi. The 7 musical notes Sarigama Padanisa are used in musical instruments, but ordinarily they come from the Samaveda. The great sage Narada vibrates sounds describing the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. by such transcendental vibrations such as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He fixes his mind at the lotus feet of the Lord. Thus he directly perceives Rishikesha, the master of the senses. After delivering the Haryashvas, Narada Muni continued traveling throughout the planetary system, his mind always fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord. नाशं निशम्य पुत्राणां नारदाच्चीलशालिनाम् अन्वतप्यत कः शोचन् सुप्रजस्त्वं सुचाम्पदम्. The Haryashvas, the son of Prajapati Daksha, were very well behaved, cultured boys, but unfortunately, because of the instructions of Narada Muni, they deviated from the order of their father. When Daksha heard this news, which was brought to him by Narada Muni, he began to lament. Although he was the father of such good sons, he had lost them. Certainly, this was lamentable. Sabhuyah panchajanyayam ajena parisantvitaha putranajnayad dakshaha savalashwan sahasrinaha. When Prajapati Daksha was lamenting for his lost children, Lord Brahma pacified him with instructions, and therefore Daksha begot 1,000 more children in the womb of his wife Panchajani. This time his sons were known as Savalasvas. Te cha pitra samadishtaha prajasarge drutavrataha Narayana saro jagmur yatra siddhasva purvajaha. In accordance with their father's order to beget children, the second group of sons also went to Narayana Saras, the same place where their brothers had previously attained perfection by following the instructions of Narada. Undertaking great vows of austerity, the Sarvalasvas remained at that holy place. Tadupasparshanadeva vinirdutamalaashayaha japanto brahma paramam te pustatra mahattapaha. At Narayana Saras, the second group of sons performed penances in the same way as the first. They bathed in the holy water, and by the touch all the dirty material desires in their hearts were cleansed away. They murmured mantras beginning with Omkara and underwent a 7 course of austerities. Underwent a severe course of austerities. Abhakshaha katichinmasan katichid vayubhojanaha आराधयन् मन्त्रमिमं अभ्यस्यन्त इडस्पतिम्. ॐ नमो नारायणाय पुरुषाय महात्मने विशुद्धसत्त्वधिष्णाय विशुद्धसत्त्वधिष्ण्याय Mahahamsaya Dhimahi. For a few months, the sons of Prajapati drank only water and ate only air. Thus, undergoing great austerities, they recited the mantra, "Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always situated in transcendental abode. Since he is the Supreme Person, Paramahamsa, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto him. Om Namo Narayanaya Purushaya Mahatmane विशुद्धसत्त्वधिष्ण्याय महाहंसाय धीमहि इति तानपि राजेन्द्र प्रजासर्गदियो मुनिः उत्पेत्य नारदः प्राह वाचः कूटानि पूर्ववत्. O King Parikshit, Narada Muni approached these sons of Prajapati Daksha who were engaged in tapasya to beget children and spoke enigmatic words to them just as he had spoken to their elder brothers. Dakshayanaha samshrunuta gadato nigamam mama anvichyatanupadaveem Bhratrunam Bhratruvatsalaha. O son of Daksha, please hear my words of instruction attentively. You are all very affectionate to your elder brothers, the Haryashvas. Therefore, you should follow their path. Bhratrunam Prayanam Bhrata Yonuttishtata Dharmavit Sapunya Bandhu Purusho Marudbhih Saha Modate. A brother aware of the principles of religion follows in the footsteps of his elder brothers. Because of being highly elevated, such pious brother gets the opportunity to associate and enjoy the demigods like the Maruts, who are also affectionate to their brothers. Etavad yuktva prayayau narado moghadarshanah tepi chantvagaman margam Bhratrunameva Bharisha Bhratrunameva Marisha. Sukadeva Goswami continued, O best of the advanced Aryans, after saying this much to the sons of Prajapati Daksha, Narada Muni, whose merciful glance never goes in vain, left as he had planned. The sons of Daksha followed their elder brothers. Not attempting to produce children, they engaged in Krishna consciousness. Sagricinam Praticinam Parasyanupatam Gataha Nadhyapite Nivartante Paschima Yaminiriva. The Savalasas took to the correct path, which is obtainable by the mode of life meant to achieve devotional service or the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like knights, they had gone to the west, and they have not returned even until now. Etasmin kala utpatan bahun pashyan prajapatihi purvavannarada krutam putranashamupashrunot. At this time, Prajapati Daksha observed many inauspicious signs, and he heard from various sources that his second group of sons, the Savalasvas, had followed the path of the elder brothers in accordance with the instruction of Narada. Chukroda Naradayasau Putra Shoka Vimurchitaha Devarshi Mupalabhyaha Roshadvispuritadaraha. When he heard that Savalasas had also left this world to engage in devotional service, Daksha was angry at Narada and he almost fainted due to lamentation. When Daksha met Narada, Daksha's lips began trembling in anger and he spoke as follows. Shri Daksha Uvacha Aho Asadyo Sadunam Sadulingena Nastvaya Asadva Karyarbhak Asadva Karyarbhakanam Bhikshormargah Pradarshitah. Prajapati Daksha said, Alas, Narada Muni, you wear the dress of a saintly person, but you are not actually a saint. Indeed, although I am now in Grihastha life, I am a saintly person. By showing my sons the path of renunciation, you have done me an abominable injustice. Shrunostribhira muktanam अमीमांसितकर्मणां विघातः श्रेयसः पाप लोकयोरुभयो कृत. Prajapati Daksha said, my sons were not at all freed from their 3 debts. Indeed, they did not properly consider their obligations. O Narada Muni, O personality of sinful action, you have obstructed their progress towards good fortune in this world and the next, because they are still indebted to the saintly persons, the demigods, and their father. Evam tvam niranukrosho balanam matibhiddarehe parshadamadhye charasi yashoha nirapatrapaha. Prajapati Daksha continued, thus committing violence against other living entities and yet claiming to be an associate of Lord Vishnu, you are defaming the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You needlessly created a mentality of renunciation in innocent boys, and therefore you are shameless and devoid of compassion. How could you travel with personal associates of the Supreme Lord? Nanu Bhagavata Nityam Bhutanugrahakataraha Rute Tvam Sauhrudagnam Vairankaramavairinam. All the devotees of the Lord, but you are very kind to the conditioned souls and are eager to benefit others. Although you wear the dress of a devotee, all the devotees of Lord, but you are very kind to the conditioned souls and are eager to benefit others. Although you wear the dress of a devotee, you create enmity with the people who are not your enemies, and you break friendship and create enmity between friends. Are you not ashamed of posing as a devotee while performing the abominable action? Naitam pumsam viraghasyaat tvaya kevalina mrusha manyase yadyupashyam snehapasha nikruntanam. Prajapati Daksha continued, if you think that simply awakening the sense of renunciation will detach one from material world, I must say that unless full knowledge is awakened, simply changing dress as you have done cannot possibly bring detachment. Na anubhuya na janati uman vishaya tikshnatam nirvidyate swayam tasman na tata bhinnadhif paraihi. Material enjoyment is indeed the cause of all unhappiness, but one cannot give it up unless one has personally experienced how much suffering it is. Therefore, one should be allowed to remain so-called one should be allowed to remain in so-called material enjoyment while simultaneously advancing in knowledge to experience the misery of this false material happiness. Then, without help from others, one will find material employment detestable. Those, those whose minds are changed by others do not become as renounced as those who have personal experience. यन्नस्त्वं कर्मसन्दानां साधूनां गृहमेधिनां कृतवानसि दुर्मर्शं विप्रियं तव मर्षितम्. Although I live in a household life with my wife and children, I honestly follow the Vedic injunctions by engaging in fruitive activities to enjoy life without sinful reaction. I have performed all kinds of yajnas, including the Deva Yajna, Rishi Yajna, Pitru Yajna, and Nara Yajna. Because these yajnas are all called vratas or vows, I assume I I am known as a Grihavrata. Unfortunately, you have given me great displeasure by misguiding my sons for no reason to the path of renunciation. This can be tolerated once. Tantu krunta Tantu kruntana yennastvam amab ambadramacharah punaha तस्याल्लोकेषु ते मूढ भवेद् भवतः तस्मालोकेन ते मूढ नमवेद्भूमतः पदम्. You have made me lose my sons once, and now you have again done the same inauspicious thing. Therefore, you are a rascal who does not know how to behave towards others. You may travel all over the universe, but I curse you to have no residence anywhere. Shri Shuka Uvacha Pratijagraha Tadbadam Narada Sadhu Sammataha Ayetavan Sadhruvado hi titikshete swayam. Sri Shukadeva Goswami continued, My dear king, since Narada Muni is an approved saintly person, when cursed by Prajapati Daksha, he replied, Tadbaddham. Yes, what you have said is good. I accept this curse. He could have cursed Prajapati Daksha in return, but because he is tolerant and merciful sadhu, he took no action. Thus ends the chapter entitled Narada Muni Cursed Prajapati Daksha. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.